I don't have no time to be playing games. Nah. I don't have no time to be playing games. No. No playing games. Nah. No playing games. It's not about money. Nah. It's not about things. Not about prestige and titles. Not at all. You don't even know me. You don't even know me. I am an instrument of praise. I am an instrument of praise. I learned the weapon, I'm a pro. I am not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Not at all. I am not ashamed. When it's time for war, I gotta get back and let it bang. All my octaves stand up. It's real. Royalty in our blood. We is real. Looking for the lost sheep. If it's real, let them know there's only one power. He for Israel. Yeah. It's not a game. I don't have no time to be playing games. Nah. I don't have no time to be playing games. No. No playing games. Nah. No playing games.
Sometimes I'm insane, thoughts locked in my brain, like locked in a cage. Been 30 years, man, won't forfeit this game. I pray for a change when faced the east pain. Why things be the same? My tears fall like rain. Sometimes I give up, my flesh be like fuck, like karma, bad luck. But I'm a Hebrew, no time for Hindu. Read what you so brew, my heart be so true. Misunderstood, brew. Life can be so cruel. Seems like I go through same lessons Hebrew.
I don't have no time to be playing games. Nah. I don't have no time to be playing games. No. No playing games. Nah. No playing games.
Yeah, they freed us from the shackles round the ankles. Yeah. All these chains on a nigga mind. Am I really blind? Are we really faithful? Yeah. Cause real love is so hard to find from a brother. Most of us don't get it from our mothers. So how we figure that these bitches give a fuck? I don't wasted plenty books on a nut that wasn't even mine. Now I see the book, nigga shit coming from a mile. You can pull that on over to the curb. Drive through clothes, I ain't got no time to serve. I ain't playing games, I ain't working up a nerve. And it's a damn shame, but it just ain't my concern. You niggas better learn something. Yeah.
All right, Shalom. All praise and glory to the Most High. Basham and MASHAYACH. I'm going to put a little hour into this. I guess people just don't want to understand. Certain people is just stuck on what they believe is true and dear to them. I understand. I'm empathetic for your point. Okay? But your position, hold on one second. Somebody's calling. Shalom, Mike. I'm on a live. You trying to get some work in? Are you trying to put some work in? I'm on a live. Yeah? I'm on live. I'm on live. I'm on live. I'm on live. All right. Brother trying to hit me up. But yeah, so let me deal with this. Okay. I supposed to have been what? What's the image up there? Let me see the image here that the brothers set upon me as style. Let's see. Let's get this image. It's a funny thing because I put it up the other day. you know, about myself. So, you know, I'm not mad about it. You know what I'm saying? This is the art of war, baby. This is we bang, bang, bang. You know what I mean? So it ain't nothing, right? So, brother, I got mad love for Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? They decided to make a little meme of me. That's me right there. I was in the Ozark. Shout out to Judas Shooter out there with them that weekend, having a good old time. And so I was on Snapchat and did one of the little faces thing. And there you go. So only on the Soul Debate League, the death of Maharawchaa by the Precepticons. Well, I thought I was a Precepticon here, man. But you know, I'm getting killed by my own clique, my own clan. I'm a part of the Precepticons unless y'all kick me out as Taoists, right? Man, don't join the Precepticons, man. They try to kill your own, their own, right? On the virgin birth. Funeral proceedings began at 6 p.m. Very cute. Very cute, I must say myself. But guess what? Maharawchaa has risen. And you didn't do a damn thing. It was just a waste of damn time and a waste of opportunity. So I'm just going to go through a little bit of the video, of their video. I don't know why they did the video, because they didn't address my video. You just went out there to try to teach a doctrine. Okay? You watched a couple of things, and then you went a couple places to try to prove your point and stumble upon your own self, on your own sword. You did a sword. You did a sword. King Saul stumbled upon thy own sword. I mean, I'm going to show. It was just ridiculous. I was over there laughing. I couldn't even do my homework. I said, man, this is sad. Why are y'all doing this? You look crazy as hell. All right? So let me show you this point when I came in. And I'm like, these brothers, man, they so starving. I mean, super starving. Right? So let me go where I came in, where they was trying to make a point in this stumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and bumbling all over the place. Let me get it.
So we're going to go.
Because my video called Jehoiachin in the Old Testament represented the entirety.
Listen, they didn't want to go through this because in this video and the other source I use, it kills Luke as the lineage. But anyway,
the Israelite nation and accepting the punishment of the coming army, going off to the exile and receiving his punishment, and then receiving reprieve from that punishment.
Now, I want y'all to see the genealogy report. And he's going to talk about it in a minute because you see these names that's in bold, right? In bold.
Josephus, the important Jewish historian, highlights Jeconiah as a model of one who suffered for others.
Let me get straight to
Let's look at this real quick.
Yeah, come on, real quick, brother. Bring it out.
All right.
Bring it out.
Watch this.
Ridiculous.
So we're going to go to Luke.
Where's my control?
Matter of fact, we're going to go to. My question is, why did they never address the fact that the man had two different fathers? Maybe they will as we go on in the video, but look at this. Matthew chapter 1.
You're cut right there, the genealogy.
Matthew chapter 1 goes through the lineage.
Oh my goodness.
Man. In this lineage, right, is dealing with the king lineage. Here's the problem, family.
What's the problem, Jeremiah? Let's hear the sorcery worlds.
Does it mention Solomon's brother at all in the book of Matthew chapter 1? Let's see.
Talk about Nathan, which is irrelevant. For real.
Let's start at verse. Let's start at verse. Let's start at verse 2. Somebody read for me.
And Abraham beget Isaac. And Abraham beget Isaac. Isaac beget Jacob. Jacob beget Judas and his brethren. Judas beget Perez and Zara.
Hold on, watch this.
Let's just jump to the point. Let me just jump to the point.
Jacob begat Judas or Judah. That's what they're supposed to say. Right? Jacob begat Judah and his brethren. But the very next line doesn't mention anything about his brethren. It goes straight to Judah. So Jacob begat Judah and his brethren, and Judah begat, you see? So we're going father to son. Go ahead.
All right.
The point is, when you go to Matthew 1:6, it says, just begot David the king, specific. And David the king begot Solomon of her that had been the wife of Urias. And Solomon begot Rehoboam, and Rehoboam begot Abiah, and Abiah begot Asa. So none of the brothers of Solomon, David's children, is mentioned in his diagnostic genealogy report of the king's line. Okay? This was given to given to King David, all right? Given to King David in the Apocrypha. When you go to the Apocrypha, right? When you go to the Apocrypha, let me go here right quick. You go to Sirach. I got my Apocrypha somewhere over here. Where is it? All right, you go to Sirach 45. And I put it on my Facebook too, right? Sirach 45, right? You go down to verse. And according to the covenant made with David, the son of Jesse of the tribe of Judah, verse 25, that the inheritance of the king should be to his posterity alone. Alone. Right? Alone. So the inheritance of Aaron should also be unto his seeds, right? Let me jump up more. There's another part I want. So the kings was only coming through David's lineage. Okay? David's lineage. That was prophesied by Nathan in 2 Samuel. Okay? Through King Solomon. Right? In his line. That line that came through Solomon. Not Nathan. Okay? So we understand that. I mean, what's the big deal of mentioning it for real? Right? So Sirach 25, yeah, that was 25. Yeah, so I read that, right? So the kings is coming through David's loins, through Solomon, not through Nathan or none of his other sons. Okay? First and foremost. So the prophecy got to stick to what it is. Now, the part you don't understand, you keep trying to bring Nathan in there like Nathan is superseding anything. Right? Nathan is not superseding anything at all. So I don't know why you keep continually trying to build a case around Nathan. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to try to keep trying to continuously build a case around Nathan. Nathan is nowhere mentioned in the Bible. Matter of fact, let me get something right here. Let me stop this right here. Let me stop this. Let's get the King James Bible here. Let me show you something. Okay, let me get something right quick. We keep mentioning Nathan like he's somebody. Nathan is nobody for real. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's somebody, but he has nothing to do with the point of reference what we're dealing with in these scriptures, man, at all. Okay? Nathan, King James, right? All right, and Attai begot Nathan, and David said unto Nathan, Nathan, let me see. Let me get, these be the names of those that was born unto him in Jerusalem, Shammah and Shobah and Nathan. And Nathan and Solomon, right? Right? He was born in Jerusalem, right? So you see Nathan there. That's the prophet, right? So matter of fact, let me go to the blue letter. You go to the blue letter. Let's go to Luke 3. Because they're trying to make Luke 3 Mary's lineage. Let me say this right now. Luke 3 is not Mary's lineage. You can't prove it. It's Joseph's lineage. Stop the cap. Okay? Joseph right here. YAHAWASHI begot to be about 30 years old. Remove the parentheses. Shall take you to school. The son of Joseph. Period. Bombs away. Which is son of Heli. You read that earlier without the parentheses. You try to overwalk the world. So I'm about to pull that up. He tried to overwalk the world when he bombed his own self on the worlds. I'm going to pull it up, brother. Okay, so here we go. So you go down, going backwards to Nathan. Let's go to Nathan. Right? Nathan, right here. Okay? Let's go to Nathan. Let me show you what they it's so sad how you try to force the worlds, man. How you try to force her on the
Strong's G 3481.
It's crazy.
Natham.
Try to force
Thayer's
all
lexicon.
masculine, all kind of
Nathan.
Right. Proper masculine noun. What's a noun, person, place, or thing? Right? So if we're talking about Nathan and you're saying that's Nathan's lineage or line, it's all men in it. There's not one woman mentioned in the lineage of Luke, and Mary is nowhere in there. So just like y'all try to use the part of speech and try to relate it to your understanding, then therefore this is a masculine lineage through Nathan. All right? So that's not, and that don't even make no sense what y'all be doing. It's just ridiculous. That's all it is. It's just ridiculousness. Nathan the giver, one of the 4 sons of David who were born to him by Bathsheba. Ain't nothing great about mentioning this guy. In the Hebrew origin, Nathan an Israelite. He's an Israelite. His son of David the king. Who art thou? What hast thou doest? What have thou doest to be recognized in the worlds? Be this an Israelite. Okay? Just like when David's son tried to supersede the throne, and Solomon was about to end up killing his ass eventually because he tried to take something that wasn't his, right? Because it was all prophecy of the Most High. So you mentioned this guy Nathan is nobody for real. And you don't even understand why that lineage is there. You didn't give a scholarly breakdown at all. You just went in your bag and your feelings. You added to the context. You inserted madness. It was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous, man. It didn't make no damn sense. It was off as hell. Right? So let's see. Let's look up. Let's see if we can find Nathan anyway. And after him rose up Nathan to prophesy in the time of David. That's not him. That's not thouist. We know the other one ain't him. So there's 2 ones right there. Nathan. Oh, yeah, he's in Luke 3. There you go. One-time words. One here to quit in the New Testament. Only words. Only time in the words. One-time word. Right? Then we go, Nathan a million times over here. Let's see. 1st, 2nd, 75:14. And these be the name that was born in Jerusalem. Nathan and Solomon right there. Okay. The king said unto Nathan the prophet, not him. And Nathan said unto the king, all that is in thy heart, and the Lord is with thee. That's not David's son. 2 Samuel 7:14. And it came to pass that night the word of the Lord came unto Nathan, saying, that's not him. So then that's not him. 2 Samuel, that's not him. That's not him. 12:5, that's not him. 12:7, that's not him. Wait a minute, we have to skip the whole chapter 12. 2 Samuel 23:36, I got a son of Nathan, a boy, Benaiah the Gadite. That's not him. Zadok the priest of Benaiah, Jehoiada, and Nathan the prophet. Okay, we going down. Let's find it. 1 Kings 11:1-11. Wherefore Nathan spoke of the Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon, saying, hast thou not heard that Jonathan, the son of Adad, reigned? Right? This was one of the sons that was trying to usurp authority. His ass ended up getting killed, right? Because he wanted to deal with David's wife worlds, the young worlds, and got tomahawks smashed. Okay? 1 Kings 1:12. Matter of fact, we can keep going over because his brother's nowhere in there. He's nowhere in there. So Zadok the priest and Nathan the prophet. Nope, that's not him. 1 Chronicles 3:5, and these were born in Jerusalem. Oh, there go Nathan again right there. He's only mentioned in the Chronicles of David's son. That's it. Nothing special about Thawis at all. 1 Corinthians 14:4. There you go again. Oh, you highlighted in the word. Oh, you don't do a little something. You do a little something. He's in the word a little bit, in the little bit word. Right? Where you at? Where else is he? Where else is he? Where else is he? Nowhere. He's mentioned. Nowhere is thou. You just keep talking about him like he's somebody to talk about. He's nobody to talk about. We can text in there, Joseph not the daddy, I'm going off all day long. That doesn't mean nothing to me as thou Saint lunatics. I done heard that a million times out here. Just because you say that, it's not going to change nothing. You just saying it for thy own self to reinforce thy belief. It doesn't mean anything to me at all. It doesn't. I'm just addressing because it don't. Okay? It doesn't mean anything. All right? Jeremiah keep bringing in Nathan like he's somebody to talk about in Luke, the 3rd chapter. The argument is Mary lineage is Luke, the 3rd chapter. It is not. Stop lying. This shit is simple. She's nowhere mentioned in there. So let me go where the sorcery world it comes into play now. Let's show you the sorcery play here. And I'm not mad. You know, this is warfare. Gloves off. Like on my Octuviar said this now in the thing. Gloves is off right now. I'm not letting nobody get escaped. Nothing. I've been holding these breakdowns for over what? 5 years now. Okay, and now it's over for thou. Okay, real talk. And I ain't even get started yet. They don't want to address the point. So we go to Luke, and Jeremiah just said he ain't even knew this a few minutes ago. He just got this a few minutes ago, right? So they go right here to Luke 3:24, because this is a breakdown from some other brother that showed him that. So because they know they can't find Mary nowhere in here. Let's see if we see Mary name anywhere in here. Let's do a quick run through of the world. The genealogy of MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI. How does a man that has not a father have a genealogy of men? How is that? How is it that worlds? And then they have the nerve to mention men. And the first thing is mentioned in YAHAWASHI himself began to be about 30 years of age, being as was supposed. And I'm gonna deal with this. I might want to highlight it right quick because some people need to take literacy classes around here for real. Because y'all just be just making up stuff. All right. Why is parentheses used? Let's see. I'm just typing this up. I'm not getting a deep breakdown. Let's see. Let me do this right quick. Let me just do this right. Let me stop this right quick. Since I'm right there. I'm gonna bring this out in depth later on. Okay. Let's get some. Go back to school. Go back to school. And I'm going to show where you stumbled upon thy own sword. Literacy class.
Hi guys, it's Mr. B here, and today in this video we're going to be looking at parenthesis. We're going to look at what it is and how we can put it into sentences. Okay, now parenthesis again is one of them things in English where it sounds really complicated, but it's not really. Okay, we use parenthesis for two reasons. It's there to add extra information to our sentences or as an afterthought. So extra information or an afterthought.
Extra information or an afterthought. Right? So it's added. The brother said, the brother's going to mention added. Extra information or an afterthought. Let me put my words in there. Let me emphasize the point.
Here,
but it's not needed.
The man from Del Monte went home. Or we've got here as an afterthought, the man went home, he was tired. This here is our parenthesis. Okay.
I'm going to stop. I'm not going to waste my time on literacy 101 madness. This is ridiculous, man. This is crazy, but I am going to show you this right quick because I ain't going to review the video. I just ain't want to take my time and waste my time on that all day. Let me just Google something right quick. When a parenthesis is removed, the surrounding text is still grammatically sound. Grammatically sound. A parenthesis is usually offset with parentheses, i.e., round brackets, commas, or dashes. These are called parenthetical pronunciation mark. A parentheses is sometimes called an interrupter, as interrupts the flow of the text. So we don't need that there. Go take a literacy class and stop running thy mouth. Okay? So now let's go back to the text. Back to the text words. Okay? Let me stop the share. Let me stop the share. Let me stop the share. And let's go back to the text. Let's go back to the text. Let's go back to the text. Right? So now, if I remove this, buddy, Jesus himself, or Mashiach himself, began to be about 30 years old, being the son of Joseph. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, y'all. We don't got no time to play with y'all with this madness, man. Okay? We don't have time to play with y'all with this madness. Okay? So I'm going to do a whole class on the suppose. I'm going to have the parenthesis. I'm going to have the suppose script to cut that. It's simple. It's easy. It's literacy. Go to school. Take a class on the English language. Period. You're reading it, but you don't understand what you're reading. That's just that. Some of y'all need to check your F&P scores. Check your reading levels. Check your reading levels. Okay? Right? So you're cut right there. This on a grammatical understanding of the language and of the text. You're done. Okay? You're just through dealing. Okay? So here goes the starving. So starving to make this Mary's lineage. So starving. So they go over here. They go over here right here. So beast mode. So starving. Woo, they starving, boy. God dang, they in the starving world. So they go to Mathot, right? Mathot right here. And Jeremiah just got this information. He ain't knew this yesterday. Till yesterday. He just got this world. He was sauced up. Ooh, we got him now.
Strong's G 3158. Mathot.
You got nothing.
Mathot.
There you go.
Player's lexicon. Mat thought.
Everything is in the masculine word. Y'all want to make it feminine and make this whole thing merry now. All the men in there, you're going to make it merry now. At the end, you're going to make it merry. Get the hell out of here, Negro. Mathot equal gift of God, a son of Levi in the genealogy of Christ in Luke, the 3rd chapter. And it says, Mathot is the grandfather of Mary. I don't have to argue that. If that's in the concordance, but in the Strong's, but I'm downloading other concordance because I'm not just going to just go blindly in this, accept that interpretation right there that Strong's or whoever put that in there. Oh, no, we're not going to do that one, buddy. I'm going to get multiple sources, fam. I am not the one. No, not me, buddy. So once I figure out how to do this thing here, I am going to e-sword this or do something. I got to figure it out, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get it. Let me see if I can figure this thing out right quick. I'm not going to take too long on this, but I'm going to do a summary of this because I have to. I have to do it. I have to do it because y'all think y'all in the spirit, but you're not. You're in the spirit. You're in the wrong spirit. False teachings. Okay? So that doesn't prove just because you go to the Strong. What if there's no Strongs? What if there's no concordance, no Strongs? Then what? You're going to insert because it says my thought here is the grandfather of the Mary, that now the whole lineage that's in Luke 3rd chapter is now Mary? Really? That is so disingenuous, it's pathetic, and it's starving. Period. All of a sudden now you are what your father is until you get to YAHAWASHI. Now you of your mother, which is Judaism. You are Israelite, you are Jew or Levi because of your mother now. You don't understand what the hell you're promoting. Lies. Nobody all over the place, buddy. You was all over the place. And since you want to say I'm all over the place, now I'm going to go show thou stumbling blocks. Okay, buddy boy? Since you want to talk in the worlds. Let's get you over here. Stumbled. Ran over the scripture. Let's go here. I want that source too right there that you did. Is this the one? Luke 1:20. Going off. Well, let me present. I ain't even present. Hold on. I'm bugging out. Hold on. Let me present.
Being about 30 years of age, being as was supposed.
And boy, these Saint lunatics would run on that, suppose, and say that's Mary. Ha ha! That's Mary right there. Supposed. You don't even know the meaning of the word, or you stuck on you suppose it could be right, suppose it could be wrong. If you deal with the word by itself, suppose. Should I get the definition so we can see what suppose mean? Maybe I should pull up the definition right quick. Maybe I should do that. Let me do that right quick. Let me just do that right quick. Let's see. Supposed. Presumed to be true or real without conclusive evidence. Right? So presumed to be true or real without conclusive evidence. Okay? That's what it says there, right? Expected or obliged, right? Supposed, required, permitted, firmly believe, expected, intended, required, permitted, firmly believe, expected. We have to deal with context clues. We have to deal with the context, not your own mind. You just can't read something and don't understand the context of what's being written, and then you use the word inappropriately. That's why I said some of you Negroes that claim to be literal scholars and teachers, you need to take a class on the English language, because some of y'all probably was failing in English. Okay? You was failing in English. Okay? Now, I'm just going over here. This is nothing planned. Okay? What it says, suppose goes into presume, accepted, assumed, rumored, hypothetical, putative, professed, repute. So it can go both ways. That's the point. Expected, required, applied, meant. So just because you try to use it for your own benefit, it's falsehood. You're not being genuine about what you're presenting. That's what you're doing wrong. Okay? That's what you're doing wrong. So let me correct this style. Okay? First of all, how about that? Now let's go back to the stumble worlds.
23. You mean Luke 3? I'm sorry, Luke 1. I'm sorry.
No. Luke 3. Luke 3.
So kill that. So let's see if the suppose.
All right.
When you take away
and
the
Jesus himself being about 30 years of age, being as was supposed.
Now
the son of Joseph.
Going around the rigmarole with brothers, right? You see this as was supposed, right? They claim that this was added. It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter
if it was added.
Oh,
because that's not our argument.
It doesn't matter. The Bible says everything matters.
So let's remove that.
Let's remove it.
Being the son of Joseph, which was the son of David. Wait a minute. I thought Joseph's father was named Jacob.
Let's go back
was
to
Joseph
the world.
Adopted? Because we just seen that his father name was what, Pro Rizzo? Jacob, correct?
Jacob, right.
Oh, wait.
All right, Luke chapter 3, verse 23. Read that.
God damn.
All right, Luke 1:23. You mean Luke 3? I'm sorry, Luke 1. I'm sorry.
No. Luke 3, Luke 3, verse 23.
All right. And Jesus himself being about 30 years of age, being as was supposed.
Now we
son of Joseph.
Going around the rigmarole with brothers, right? you see this as was supposed, right? They claim that this was added. It doesn't matter
For
if
real?
it was added, because that's not our argument. So let's remove that. Being the son of Joseph.
I see something.
Okay. Which was the son of Amos.
I see what I'm saying. I thought. That's what I'm saying. That you done fucked up now. You know that, Dams.
The son of Haley. Wait a minute. I thought
as was supposed.
Now we
son of Joseph.
Going around the rigmarole with brothers, right? You see this as was supposed, right? They claim that this was added. It doesn't matter if it was added, because that's not our argument. So let's remove that. Being the son of Joseph. Okay. Which was the son of Haley. Wait a minute.
So you agree?
I thought Joseph's father was named Jacob.
You see this?
Right.
Is that a typo?
You see this? You see, I know his heart, the chest was burning. He was burning when he read that joint in the whole nine. He was like, oh, let me just keep going. Let me just run the Eli right quick, because I done stumbled. Okay? First and foremost. All right? So let's just stop the cap, man. All right? So I want to look up this, though, because since it says Mathan right there, can I just look up with Levi, who Levi is then, if that's the case? Right? What is that? Which was the son of Mathan, was the son of Levi, right? Or Heli then, right? Because which was the son of Mathan, Heli. Let's see, since there it says Mathan is the grandfather, so surely it's going to say Heli is the father. Surely going to say he's the father of Mary. Proper masculine now is all about the masculine words. Person, place, or thing. That's a noun, right? All in the masculine tense, not the feminine, female worlds. Y'all trying to make Luke the 3rd chapter be falsehood, lies. Heli, one time, okay? It says Heli ascending the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary. The father of Joseph. So Heli is the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary. So hold on, maybe I got to go back. Let me go back. Okay. So Heli, and this is the question: how can he have two fathers? You asking these questions, and I'm like, damn, did you watch my video? How do you not understand this? How you can have two fathers? I went through Genesis 38. I went through Deuteronomy 25 and 5. I went through the book of Ruth, which shows you the transition of the husband's brother, all right, or whatever the case is, right? Shows you how a lineage can change in a family from one son to another son, and how one son would bear seed in the dedication of his dead brother, and he actually is the biological father, and the other cat is the spiritual father that keeps his name, that his brother's name is still being continued. Right? Through his father that's dead, through that son. So he still be recognized. I read this in the in Eusebius. You didn't want to deal with these things. You just running your own mouth, making up your own doctrine like you more greater than the forefathers that was out there and lived out there back then. Stop it. You Negroes are from the damn inner hood city slums of America. You are not no second or third damn nothing. Okay? We're getting first person points of view, right? First primary and secondary sources. It's not you Negroes just talking, trying to make Luke the 3rd chapter Mary's lineage. Get out of here. Nobody listening to that. Anybody listening to that is a damn fool. A fool. Facts. All right. So let me go. Matthat was the son of Levi. Let me go here. Let me see. Let's see. Because they're gonna put Mary in it. Somebody gotta be the daddy of her, though. Who's her dad? Since you want to run with that. Matthat, grandfather of Mary. Okay, we got that. Where's her daddy? Who's her daddy then? All right, we got the grandfather. Where's her daddy mentioned that then? Because if he's the grandfather, then which was the son of Matthat, which was the son of Heli. Joseph is the son of Eli, right? Which was the son of Matthat. Heli was the son of Matthat, right? Heli is the son of Matthat. So then should not Heli be the daddy? But he's the father of Joseph. Let's go over here to Levi right here. Let's go to this Levi guy. Let's go to Levi right here. Let's go to Levi right here. Because it can't be that far down. Can't be that far down after Matthat, can it? Levi equals joined, the third son of patriarch Jacob, the third son of the patriarch Jacob by his wife, not the son of Mucha, one of Christ's ancestors. So, right, that's what we're talking about. Where is Mary's dad? Where is Mary's dad in this genealogy report? Because if granddad is there, then surely dad gotta be there. Surely daddy gotta be there. Come on now. Come on. Where's the daddy of Mary? So we talking about who's the father of Jesus. Right? Who's the daddy? Well, who's the daddy of Mary? How about that? You got the granddad. Okay, granddaddy is mentioned over there. I'm going to check my other concordance and see if it says the same thing. Right? But who's the daddy? Because he could have been a grandfather on the mother's side. Right? Because y'all talk about patrilineage. What's the word? I ain't even going to talk like y'all. You're talking about a matrimonial or lineage going on the father's side or the mother's side. That grandfather could have been on the mother's side or it could have been on the father's side. Because if it's on the father's side, why is her father not mentioned here? If Matthat is the granddaddy, then surely Heli has to be the dad. But he's the dad of Joseph. Lean back. How you sit there and make Luke the 3rd chapter Mary's lineage? How do you do that? How do you do it? You can't, you're lying. You're caught up in a doctrine. Right? And you just know it's true as thou. Because this doctrine is only have probably like 10 verses that substantiate it for real. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to pull that verse and say granddad and not show the dad. So surely the father got to be there. You understand me? Like, how can that not be understood there? So for that, until y'all show me the daddy in there, then that granddaddy don't mean a damn thing. How about that? That's how we moving over here. That's how we moving over here. This thing is hilarious. Y'all just talking. You're not addressing nothing. You're trying to create a scenario in the scriptures. And then you want to deal with other sources, but this is the source debate league. What we talking about here? What we talking about here? So now I'm going to give you 2 quick sources, only like 15 minutes. Let's see if anybody can open their brain and listen to the information that's being prescribed here. Simplicity stuff, right? Let me show you this. Let's deal. Let's deal. You want to deal? I'm ready for the war. I'm built for this. I've been prepared for this, regardless. And I'm not sitting over here having nobody come on my channel so you can distract the information because you want to run thy grills. No, it's not going to happen, cuz. It's not going to happen at all. Save that for somebody else, buddy. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. There's no distraction here. If you don't want to hear it, then shalom as thou is. Somebody going to listen. Listen to this. Let's listen to this. Okay, we have 2 videos. I'm going to go quick and you serious. I'm done with this part. You cannot prove Luke 3rd is Mary's lineage at all. She's not even in there. It's Joseph. Stop it. The lies.
If you've ever read the Gospels of Matthew and Luke, it is likely that you have recognized at some point that they both offer a different family tree for Jesus. On the surface, it seems very odd that Jesus' genealogy would be different. Obviously, they can't both be correct, right? The first step to understanding why the two genealogies are different is to recognize that both have different starting points. Luke goes all the way back to Adam, while Matthew only goes back to Abraham. However, even when we just trace the development from Abraham, the names are different. Matthew and Luke don't even agree on Jesus' grandpa's name. To understand why the genealogies differ, we need to understand the nature of Jewish genealogies. We think of family trees as a chronological listing of every single blood relative, but we shouldn't impose our modern understandings on the Bible. Genealogies in the Bible were also telling stories. They were reminding the reader of history by using names. Sometimes a genealogy would be thorough, as we would expect. Other times it wouldn't be as thorough and would instead be selective because they wanted readers to focus on particular aspects of the history which the genealogy was reminding them of. Now, some have suggested that perhaps Luke was giving the genealogy through Mary, while Matthew gave the genealogy through Joseph. But this doesn't make sense, as Joseph is specifically mentioned in both genealogies. And even if it were Mary's genealogy, we would still expect around the same number of names. When people try to make this kind of argument, they are guilty of holding ancient genealogies to today's standard. Luke, I would suggest, was attempting to be more thorough and wanted to emphasize Christ as the Son of God.
How can a man have two fathers? Simple. I just mentioned it. Watch and learn.
By tracing Jesus right back to Adam and ultimately God. Matthew, however, had a more specific story in mind. So let's take a look at Matthew. Matthew wasn't simply tracing a family line. He was rather tracing a dynastic or royal line. Matthew wanted to establish right from the beginning Jesus' legitimate kingship over Israel. He does this by highlighting David the king and by highlighting Abraham, the father of the Israelite nation. Notice how Matthew starts out his whole book, the book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, son of David and son of Abraham. Because Matthew's genealogy is a dynastic genealogy, it is intentionally selective. If we look at a quick timeline, Abraham is here, David is here, the Babylonian captivity is here, and Jesus is here. This makes it fairly obvious that Matthew wasn't worried about an exhaustive family tree. The same amount of names are covering totally different periods of time. Let's add Luke's names here. As you can see, Matthew is using far less names, particularly after we get to David. The names between these two lines bear almost no similarity. Now, if the purpose is to establish Jesus in the dynasty of King David, we can also presume that there would be other elements within the genealogy to clue readers into this focus. And guess what? This is exactly what we find. In Matthew's genealogy, there are things we call annotations, small bits of commentary. Again, remember that genealogies tell a story. What kind of story do these annotations tell? The first small annotation, Judah and his brothers, was a wonderful reminder that Judah rose to a position of leadership and prominence over his brothers, the fathers of the 12 tribes of Israel. Furthermore, a promise of a future Messiah occurs in Jacob's blessing of Judah in Genesis 49. We have the same annotation about Jeconiah and his brothers. Jeconiah, called Jehoiachin in the Old Testament, represented the entirety of the Israelite nation in accepting the punishment of the coming army, going off to the exile and receiving his punishment, and then receiving reprieve from that punishment. Josephus, the important Jewish historian, highlights Jeconiah as a model of one who suffered for others. Sound familiar? One thing well known about Matthew's genealogy is the mention of women in the annotations. Mentioning these women do several things simultaneously. First, the presence of women highlights what we see later in Jesus' ministry, his value of women. While genealogies, like Luke's, always trace through men, Matthew's short genealogy adds women to the story. Second, beginning the genealogy with Abraham.
Wait a minute.
Second, while genealogy things simultaneously. First, the presence of women highlights what we see later in Jesus' ministry.
We're representing women, and we're representing the women in Matthew's. Where art thou in Luke's?
His value of women. While genealogies, like Luke's, always trace through men, Matthew...
Oh, Luke genealogy is traced through men. Men worlds.
What? What the fuck?
Watch me on YouTube. Ooh, we have a problems. Even the heathen know it's now it's Luke 3 is the man genealogy words. But y'all want to try to make it bigger.
It's the mention of women in the annotations. Mentioning these women do several things simultaneously. First, the presence of women highlights what we see later in Jesus' ministry, his value of women. While genealogies, like Luke's, always trace through men, Matthew's short
Always trace through men.
genealogy adds women to the story. Second,
Always trace through men. Always trace through men. Always trace through men.
beginning the genealogy with Abraham reminds the readers of God's promise to Abraham to bless the nations. These women and their stories remind us that even within the Old Testament, Gentiles were part of God's story, and even part of continuing the Davidic line. Third, mentioning these women reminds the readers of the scandalous nature by which the Promised Line continued. There is no more soap opera story in the OT than Tamar. Rahab was a prostitute. And just in case we forget, Matthew reminds us of the wife of Uriah.
Right. So y'all try to deify his lineage when you have Tamar. I do believe in the virgin birth. Let me say that right now once again. I believe in the virgin birth. I believe in the virgin birth. I believe that a virgin had children. I believe a virgin gave birth, right? Because Tamar was not a virgin. She had 3 rods. She had 3 rods, 2 of Judah's son and then his own rod, right? So she had 3 rods, okay? 3 worlds. Then Rahab the harlot, or automatic, we can't even count the rods, right? But she was the mother of Boaz by Rahab, right? Tamar began the tribe of Judah, right? Okay? Zerah by Tamar going down into to the lineage of the Messiah. Then you have Obed by Ruth, the Moabitess. Even though you Negroes want to go through 10,000 scriptures to try to make her an Israelite, which is ridiculous. She had 2 rods, right? She had 2 rods, okay? Boaz, right, by Rahab, and Obed by Ruth. Well, Boaz married Ruth, right? Okay, Boaz married Ruth, okay? And Ruth had Obed, okay? Right? So therefore you have the wife of Uriah with Bathsheba, who had 2 rods. Uriah's rod, and then David adulterous rod. And then she bared Solomon. So none of these women, as mentioned in Matthew, which is a diagnostic genealogy report of the king's lineage in the Pacific major people going through the tribe of Judah, most are praise, right? Highlighting that lineage, okay? Showing that there's all kind of scandals, all type of things that's mentioned here in the points. Value of women, Gentiles in the lineage, scandalous and extraordinary things, which they're trying to use the virgin birth, nature of the promised line, right? And 4 women, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this lineage. But they just highlighting them as being the mother by Rahab, by Tamar, by Ruth, by the wife of Uriah, right? So they're part of the birth, of course, because they're the woman. We can't have a child without the woman. She can't have a child without the man. But the woman is of the what? Man. What about that? The woman is of the man. Stop it. Just stop it. So yes, I'm not trying to say that you brothers teaching the Immaculate Conception as if they deified Mary and she had the gift of the Holy Spirit and she's on some super level. So stop talking about that, because I'm not saying y'all believe that doctrine of the miraculous birth of a child without the conception of the man's rod. The point that y'all agree with is that Mary did not have the rod. Okay, so you want to play semantics with the terminology, the Immaculate Conception, the virgin birth. Y'all still got in common is this: she didn't know the rod. So stop the cap. Stop it. Okay? But we don't see no women in Luke.
Calling to mind the infamous story of David's adultery with Bathsheba. All of this sets the reader up for the scandal of Mary, a virgin woman who will claim she has conceived the child through the power of the Holy Spirit. The genealogy prepares us to see that God has worked in strange ways to continue the promised line in the past already. The final thing which further helps us understand Matthew's selectivity is the way in which he structures it. In verse 17, Matthew says, "So all the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations, and from David to the deportation to Babylon, 14 generations,
20-part series
and from the deportation to Babylon to the Messiah, 14 generations." This verse introduces two issues. Why the number 14? And how exactly is Matthew counting? When we put the names in columns of 14, we are one name short. There have been several options provided by scholars as to how this should be understood.
Now, let me get the other point that I want to bring us to Thawis. Okay, here we go, right here. This is the Hawk chapter 1 smash video. That just gave you a little ground, a little something. But this is the one that bombs you. Totally worlds. Over for Thawis.
Genealogy in Matthew contradict the genealogy in Luke. In the book of Matthew, chapter 1, it gives a genealogy from Abraham all the way down to Jesus. And in Luke chapter 3, it gives a genealogy from Jesus all the way up to Adam. In Matthew chapter 1, it says that Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ.
Your question is about to be answered, Uncle O. It's about to be answered, buddy.
It says here that Jacob begot Joseph, which would mean that Jacob is the father of Joseph. However, in Luke chapter 3, it says that Joseph was the son of Heli, which would mean that Heli is the father of Joseph. So in Matthew chapter 1, it says that Jacob is the father of Joseph, but in Luke chapter 3, it says that Heli is the father of Joseph.
And if Heli is the son of Mathat, and Mathat in the concordance where they ascribed Mathat being the grandfather of Mary, then Heli has to be Mary's father. So therefore, he's the father of Mary and the father of Joseph. Leviticus 18 worlds is going on. What's going on?
One book says that Jacob is the father. The other book says that Heli is the father. So the question is who's the father? Is Jacob the father, or is Heli the father, or are Jacob and Heli the same person? Well, they can't be the same person because Jacob's father is Methan. Heli's father is Methat. They have different fathers. They have different grandfathers. They have different great-grandfathers. They have different great-great-grandfathers. They have different genealogies. So how could Joseph have two different fathers with two different genealogies?
That's the question. You VBs used to always try to put on everybody else when you yourself don't know the answer. That's what I realized out here in St. Louis. These brothers that put you against the wall, have you backing up. They have you on the defense all the time while they constantly on the offense. Asking you all the questions without answering none of your questions. They run from your questions, but they'll never answer your question. Never. And I live with these brothers. But I sat there and I listened to you. I sat down and saw all the worlds. And I saw all the damn holes in it too. And they about to be exposed.
Well, there's a 4th century historian by the name of Eusebius who explains this supposed discrepancy in the genealogy of Christ.
Do y'all recognize Eusebius? The ecclesiastical history, complete unabridged worlds? Huh? Do y'all recognize the worlds? I know the background. Do you recognize the worlds? Huh? I had this since 2018. I was on my joint in 2018 because you Negroes was going supremely hard. I said, okay, keep going. Let's go.
Christ. In Eusebius's Ecclesiastical History, in Book 1, Chapter 7, page 21, second paragraph, second sentence, he says, Heli and Jacob were brothers by the same mother. Heli dying childless, Jacob raised up seed to him, having Joseph according to nature belonging to himself, but by law to Heli. Thus Joseph was the son of both.
Hey, do you understand that? Heli and Jacob were brothers by the same mother. Heli dying childless, so that's why Heli can't be the mother of Mary. If Heli is the son of Mathan, or Mathat, because Heli had no children. So who is Mary's father?
According to
Hold on, let me go back. Hold on. Heli dying child, Jacob raised up seed to him, Heli, having Joseph. That's why he says the son of Joseph. Heli. According to nature, belonging to himself, but by law to Heli. Thus Joseph was the son of both. Deuteronomy 25:5. Deuteronomy 25:5. It showed it in Genesis 38. It shows it in the book of Ruth. And it's showing it again in Matthew and Luke.
the son of both. According to Eusebius, Jacob and Heli were brothers. In Deuteronomy 25:5, it says, If brothers dwell together, and one of them dies and has no son, the widow of the dead man shall not be married to a stranger outside the family. Her husband's brother shall go into her, take her as his wife, and perform the duty of a husband's brother to her. And it shall be that the firstborn son which she bears will succeed to the name of his dead brother, that his name may not be blotted out of Israel. Basically, what this scripture verse is saying is that when a man and a woman get married without having any children, and then something happens and the man dies childless, his widow must not marry outside the family, but rather her husband's brother shall take her and marry her and fulfill the duty of a brother-in-law to her. And
so is that bullshit? The law of the Most High YAHAWAH by MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI? These brothers ain't even gave a biblical reference or a serious explanation of how can Luke 3 be married. They just made up a whole doctrine. They made up a whole thing in their work. Nothing scholarly about that. Nothing at all.
And the first son that she gives birth to shall carry on the name of the dead brother, even though the living brother is the one who begot the child.
Exactly. Right? Jacob begot Joseph. Get it? Get it.
Child still must be recognized by law as the son of the dead brother. So
which is Heli in Luke 3. Get it? These two was brothers. Get it?
His name is not blotted out from Israel. In the book of Matthew, it says that Jacob begot Joseph. However, in the book of Luke, it says that Joseph was the son of Heli. Eusebius points out here that Luke entirely omits the expression he begot because it's not possible for two different men to have begotten the same child. However,
there you go. There's your answer. It's impossible for two men to begot a child. That's why we have a law in Deuteronomy 25:5. Let's continue.
However, it is possible for one man to have begotten the child while the child is recognized by law as the son of another man.
There you go. The adopted father, Jeremiah, please say to God, adopted father, you can use it according to the law. According to the law. Yeah. We ain't playing over here don't E37 on Army of Israel, baby. Oh, no. I don't jump out the window unless I'm ready for you, buddy. Believe that. But let's continue. Before I do that,
according to the law of Deuteronomy 25:5, and according to the history handed down by Eusebius, this is exactly what happened. Jacob was the living brother, and Heli was the dead brother. Heli and Jacob were brothers by the same mother. Heli, dying childless, Jacob raised up seed to him, having Joseph according to nature belonging to himself, but by law to Heli. Thus Joseph was the son of both.
Hold up. So how can that happen? How can that happen? One gave somebody a divorce, right? It's the opposite. Deuteronomy 24 gives you the law of divorce. So he could have divorced her, and therefore she got with another man, right? Heli, and didn't marry. She was married to Jacob. Jacob gave a bit of divorce. But righteous man, I was righteous man put away his words. Then get with Heli. Heli marries her. Boom. He didn't have no child by her, right? He didn't have no child by her. Okay? So now Jacob, his biological brother, must fulfill Deuteronomy 25:5. See, this is something that makes sense. It makes sense. You Negroes not making no sense. You're just making up your own madness. And I can't fall for that. I won't go for that. Oh, no. No can do. I won't go for that. Oh, no. No can do. I don't trust in man and what your madness is. I'm not bringing forth a one West doctrine. I'm not bringing no doctrine. I'm bringing forth what I studied through the spirit and power and glory of YAHAWAH, SHAM, MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI. I done watched everybody's stuff. Trust it. Trust and believest thouest. Yes. Yes. Yes.
The question is, though, how could Jacob and Heli be brothers?
That's the question. That's another question.
Jacob's father is Methan, and Heli's father is Methet. They have different fathers. They have different genealogies. So how could Jacob and Heli possibly be brothers? Well, Eusebius explains that Methan, whose descent is traced to Solomon, begot Jacob. Methan dying, Methet, whose lineage is traced from Nathan, by marrying the widow of the former, had Heli. Hence, Heli and Jacob were brothers by the same mother.
So we got Methan, whose descent is traced through Solomon. He's a direct descendant of Solomon. And all of Solomon's children during the king line. The king line went through David and Solomon and Rehoboam and all of them. His brothers is mentioning them. Nathan never was a king. Never sat on the king. None of his children was kings. He was just a brother. He's a prince, but he wasn't a king. Right? Methan, whose descent is traced to Solomon, begot Jacob. Methan dying, Methat, whose lineage is from Nathan, by marrying the widow of the former, right? So here we go. Methat, whose lineage is from Nathan, by marrying the widow of the former, which is Methan, had Heli. Hence, Heli and Jacob were brothers by the same mother. This is very important because the only reason why he's mentioned now is because this man came through his lineage. When it comes to you talking about the curse of Kanaya, right? Well, I have something I need you to make sure that's correct in the lineage breakdown in Luke and Matthew, that the curse of Kanaya happened years after Solomon and Nathan was dead, right? So the lineage should still be the exact same on both sides. Both sides, listen to me. It should be the same going down until Nathan, to the curse of Kanai. But then again, it really don't have to be the same. Let me think about that, what I just said. Because the curse of Kanaya, it changed according to y'all. You understand it? Which that's going to be cut at Kirshkanaya. So it should be the lineage starting from Jeconiah, from that seed of Nathan, which we'll go through that. That's fine. That's not important right now. Let's stick with this. Let me stay on topic.
If you didn't quite catch all that, then let me quickly illustrate what's being said here. According to Eusebius, Methan, whose lineage is traced to Solomon, married a woman by the name of Esther. They together had a son named Jacob. Then something happened to where Methan died. However, since Methan had a son to carry on his name, his widow is free to marry outside the family, and that's exactly what she did.
Deuteronomy 24:4, right? Okay, we got Numbers 30, right? A widow can marry, and they was not of the, a widow can remarry.
She married a man by the name of Methat from a different family with a different genealogy.
Right. So she was on Solomon's line, had a baby, then she married Methat on Nathan's line, which was Solomon's brother and his family. It's all this is family. All this is the same family. Because we marry within the kindred of the same family. Duh.
His lineage is traced to Nathan, the son of David. Then they together had a son named Heli. Thus Jacob and Heli are brothers by the same mother, though they had different fathers with different genealogies. Then when Jacob and Heli grew up, Heli married a woman, but before they could have any children, Heli died childless. So his widow was required by law not to marry outside the family. So Jacob took her as his wife, fulfilled the duty of a brother-in-law to her, raising up seed to him, having Joseph.
This is way a better intellectual breakdown of Luke 3 than that debauchery they made earlier. That was ridiculous and sad. Throw it in the garbage. I love y'all and my brothers, but it was whack. It's whack. Sorry to say, but it's the truth.
Who by nature belonged to himself, but by law belonged to Heli. So when the book of Matthew says that Jacob begot Joseph, that's true. But when the book of Luke says that Joseph was the son of Heli, that's also true.
Thank you. Both are true. Hey.
Neither of the Gospels have made a false statement.
Thank you. So, Uncle O, I love his styles, but I know you are a VB. Nobody can tell you nothing. You can't switch your brew, nothing. You go stand firm in the VB words. As you think I'm trying to say the Bible was off and this, that, the third. No, just the understanding is off. I'm trying to give the understanding to the power of the Most High, MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI. Work with me. Work with me.
Both accounts are true. All this information can be found in Eusebius' Ecclesiastical History in Book 1, Chapter 7, pages 19 through 21. You can buy this book on Amazon.com for just $20. Now, there's some people who give a much different explanation than
Now, I'm just going to read my highlights again. Then I'm going to let that be finished. And then I'm going to end this part because I got nothing to say about Luke 3 about Mary, the Mary concept. That's not Mary's lineage. Stop the lies. And we're going to continue to prove that point. But I'm going to read this. That's the highlights. I'm not going to do OD like I did last night. I need to go to bed. I got to go to work. Right? So, the genealogy of Christ is differently given to us by Matthew and Luke, and they are supposed by the generality to disagree in their statements. Right? We refer to the history which has been handed down on these passages by Africanus. Right? Oh, that's a primary source. In an epistle to Aristides, respecting the harmony of the genealogy of the Gospels, or secondary, after having refuted the opinions of others as false and fictitious, he set forth the account that he had ascertained himself in the following words. It was customary to Israel to calculate the names of the generations, either according to nature or according to law. According to nature, by the succession of legitimate offspring, according to the law, when other raised children to the name of a brother who had died childless. So Matthew's illegitimate offspring, and according to law, is Heli. Jacob's legitimate offspring, Heli by law. Deuteronomy 25:5. Right? According to the law, when another raised children to the name of a brother who had died childless, for as the hope of a resurrected, just like Tamar husbands died childless, just like Ruth, right? For as the hope of resurrection has not yet clearly given, they imitated the promise, which was to take place by a kind of mortal resurrection, right? With a view to perpetuate the name of the person who had died. Since then, there are some of those who are inserted in this genealogy. They inserted them because if I go through the genealogy report, there's no records of them. Genealogy table that succeeded each other in the nature and the natural order of father and son, right? What you talking about, Matthew. And again, that they were born of others and were ascribed to others by name. Luke. Both the real and reputed fathers have been recorded. Matthew, that's why you have two genealogy reports, buddy. Do you understand now it's Taoist? Now it's Taoist. Stick to what we're dealing with. We're dealing with Matthew and we're dealing with Luke. That's all I'm dealing with. Mary is not, Luke 3 is never Mary's lineage at all. It don't even make no damn sense. It's ridiculous for you to even say that. Okay? Okay, let me finish reading. Book 1, chapter 7, on the discrepancy which is supposed to exist in the gospel respecting the genealogy of a Mashiach YAHAWASHI. Right? Thus, neither of the gospel has made a false statement, whether calculating in the order of nature or according to the law. For the families descended from Solomon and those from Nathan were so intermingled by substitution in the place of those who have died childless by second marriages and the raising up of seed, that the same person are justly considered as in one respect belonging to one of these and in another respect belonging to others. Okay? So you have Luke, you have Matthew. Nature, Matthew, law, Luke. That's the explanation, buddy. Because you can't even, if you don't go with that, then what you going with? Because you can't even recognize the majority of the people that's over there. Hence, it is that both of these accounts being true, this of those who were reputed fathers and those who really were fathers, they come down to Joseph with considerable intricacies. It is true, but with great accuracy. That this our accuracy. So it's true. Nobody listens to Taoist Negroes that wasn't there. You're not in this book. You're not in this book, Jeremiah. Poor Rizzo is. And anybody, any other VBs. Right? That this, however, may be evident, I would state the series of genealogy, seed. If in the genealogy of Matthew, recognize the generations from David through Solomon. Matan, who begot Jacob, that's nature. Jacob, the father of Joseph by nature, is found to be the third from the end. But if with Luke you reckon from Nathan, the son of David, in like manner, Melchi, who was the son of Eli, the father of Joseph, will be found to be the third. Right? Will be found to be the third. So look at Luke, the 3rd chapter, and look from the 3rd generation down. Okay? As Joseph then is our proposed object, we are to show how it happened that each is recorded as his father, both Jacob as deduced from Solomon and Eli from Nathan. Also, how it happened that these two, Jacob and Eli, were brothers. And moreover, how the fathers of these, Mathan and Melchi, being of different families, are proved to be the grandfathers of Joseph. Okay, so with that being said, then if these Mathan and Melchi being of different families are proven to be the fathers of Joseph, grandfathers of Joseph, then would that mean they're the grandfathers of Mary and Joseph? Mathan and Melchi, having married in succession, the same woman had children. Right? Mathan and Melchi, having married in succession, the same woman had children who were brothers by the same woman, as the Lord did not permit a widow, whether she became such by divorce or by death of her husband, to marry again. Right? Prohibited. Right? Mathan, therefore, who traces his lineage from Solomon, first had Jacob by Esther, for this is her name as handed down by tradition. Mathan dying, and Melchi, who traces his descent from Nathan, though he was of the same tribe, but of another family, having, as before said, married her and had a son, Eli. So this woman had two baby daddies of the same family, but of different lineage in the family. Right? One married one uncle and the other uncle side. Thus then we shall find the two of different families, Jacob and Eli, brothers by the same mother. Of these, the one Jacob, on the death of his brother Eli, marrying his widow according to Deuteronomy 25:5, became the father of a third, Joseph, his son, both by nature and calculation. Wherefore it is written, Jacob begot Joseph, but according to the law, he was the son of Heli. So that was his son. Right? And he's also Eli's son because he performed Deuteronomy 25:5. Understand that? Do you understand that? You understand that? You understand that? Right? Woo! Woo! Hold on. Wherefore it's written, Jacob begot Joseph, but according to the law, he was the son of Eli. But Jacob being his brother raised up seed to him. Wherefore the genealogy traced also through him will not be rendered void. So regards to the fact that lineage from the law is going to be recognized. Luke 3. The lineage by nature, Matthew. Both is Joseph because it says Joseph in both of them. Stop. Get some correction. But Luke, on the other hand, says, who was the son as was supposed, for this is he also adds the son of Joseph, the son of Eli, the son of Melchi. Okay? Adds. Added the supposed. And parentheses, all that. For it's not possible to express the legal genealogy more distinctively, so that he entirely omits the expression he begot in a generation like this until the end. How about that? You gotta be genuine. Having traced it back as far as Adam, who was the son of God. He resolved the whole series by referring back to the Most High. Neither is this incapable of proof, nor is an idle conjecture you added to it, your own opinion. For the relatives of our Lord, according to the flesh, whether to display their own illustrious origin, which is in Matthew, or simply to show the fact, but at any rate, adhering strictly to the truth, Matthew, have also handed down the following accounts. Okay, so they got other accounts, this, that, and the third. I'm not reading that. Okay, I'm going to read this. but as the genealogy of the Hebrews have been regularly kept in the archives until then, Judith, 5th chapter, right? And also those who refer back as far as the ancient proselytes, as for instance to Achir the Ammonite and Ruth the Moabitess. Then says she was an Israelite here, Negro. And to those that were intermixed with the Israelites at their departure from Egypt, and as the lineage of the Israelites contributed nothing to Herod's advantage. So that's going into the Asmodeus dynasty and all that stuff like that, when certain people that was adopted into our custom, and that's how the Herodians take some precedence over there. But I'm gonna close out with this. Explain the aforesaid genealogy for the book of daily records as faithful as possible, whether then the matter be thus or otherwise, as far as I and every impartial judge will say, no one can discover a more obvious interpretation. This is obvious, lawful, scripture, historical. Negroes is saying whatever they want to say. And this then may suffice on the subject, for although it be not supported by testimony, Isaiah 34:16, but by law, we have nothing to advance, neither better or more consistent with truth. The gospel altogether states the truth. At the close of the same epistle, this writer Africanus adds the following: Matan, whose descent is traced to Solomon, begot Jacob. Matan dying, Melchi, whose lineage is from Nathan, by marrying the widow of the former, had Eli. Hence, Eli and Jacob were brothers by the same mother. Eli dying childless, Jacob raised up seed to him, having Joseph according to nature belonging to himself, but by law to Eli. Thus Joseph was the son of both. Let me read this. So far, Africanus and the lineage of Joseph, thus being traced, Mary also at the same time, as far as it can be, is evinced to be of the same tribe, according to Eusebius. Since by the Mosaic law, intermarriages among different tribes were not permitted, the injunction is to marry one of the same kindred and the same family, so that the inheritance may not be transferred from the tribe to tribe, and this may suffice also on the present point. So my stance on that particular statement is that Mary is attributed to being a direct cousin of Mary, which Mary, Elizabeth, and Zechariah was Aaronites. So we have Judah, we have Aaron. Either way, the lineage of YAHAWASHI is not going to be dictated by the womb of a woman. You must be out of your mind. You are tripping. Luke, the 3rd chapter, is the lineage of Joseph. Wake up, smell the coffee, stop damn trying to make up your own doctrine. It's false. It don't make any sense. It's a lie. Okay? A straight lie. Luke 3. All other points you're trying to force me to go into will be addressed. So you can post your scriptures all day long. It's not going to change what I'm doing right now. Luke 3:23. And YAHAWASHI himself began to be about 30 years of age, being the son of Joseph, which was the son of Heli. So Joseph was the son of Heli, being as supposed the son of Joseph, which is the son of Heli, which is the son of Mathat, which is the son of Levi, which is the son of Melchi. Well, let's go to Melchi. Because I didn't go to Melchi. Let's go to Melchi. Melchi. Who's Melchi?
Strong's G 3197. Melchi.
Masculine words.
Melchi.
My king. Masculine words. Melchi meaning my king, my counselor, the son of Janai, and the genealogy of Christ. Melchi was the son of Dai. And why I'm not finding the father of Mary? Why I can't see the father of Mary? We only can see the grandfather, not the father. Who's the father of Mary? Who's the father? How about that? Since y'all want to run like grillist. Okay? So, once again, it's 1 hour and 30 minutes. Luke, the 3rd chapter, is never the lineage of Mary, okay, in terms of her nationality or tribe supersedes and will determine the tribe of a male son. You are what your daddy is. Stop the capping. Stop it. She's not even mentioned in the genealogy at all. Stop it. Let's finish my presentation.
Genealogies, and they say things like this.
The church historian Eusebius, writing in the early 4th century, records that separate genealogies appear for the following reason. Jesus had both a biological mother, Mary, and a legal but not biological father, Joseph. Matthew records Jesus' genealogy by the law through his adopted father, Joseph. And Luke reports the genealogy of nature through his biological mother, Mary. According to Eusebius' ecclesiastical history, Julius Africanus, a 3rd century church father, explained this alleged contradiction in his letter to Aristides.
According to this guy, the genealogy in Matthew is that of Joseph, and the one in Luke is of Mary, which would mean that when the book of Luke says that Joseph was the son of Heli, what it means is that Joseph is the son-in-law of Heli, which would mean that Heli is the father of Mary, and Joseph married his daughter.
Right.
And in order to back up his claim, he references Eusebius' Ecclesiastical History, Book 1, Chapter 7. Well, I own Eusebius' Ecclesiastical History, and I looked up Book 1, Chapter 7. And according to Eusebius, Heli died childless. He says, Heli, dying childless, Jacob raised up seed to him. So how could Mary be the daughter of Heli when Heli died childless? According to Eusebius, Joseph is not the son-in-law of Heli. He's the son of Heli according to the law, not according to the law of marriage, but according to the law of Deuteronomy 25:5, the law of a brother-in-law, when a man raises up seed to his dead brother. So I don't know where this guy got his information, but he definitely did not get it from Eusebius like he claims. According to Eusebius, both genealogies are of Joseph. Neither are of Mary.
Ooh, wow.
You see something? Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you? I see what I'm saying. I thought... No, so, you know what I'm saying? You done fucked up now, you know that, don't you?
This is Sparta!
Finish him.
There you go, folks. I thought I did it last night, but then I got to do it again this night. You guys just talked and pulled out your rhetoric. So all it was rhetoric. Now, I said he had the book of Eusebius. If you had the book of Eusebius, then you should have understood that you was in dire error in the worlds. It's over for thou is. Okay? So don't never say, none of you people out there, none of you VBs, and I'm not done because I'm going to deal with suppose alone. I'm going to deal with every point that you made. Matthew 125, all the words. Joseph was a just man, all the words. Every word you said. I'm going to deal with it. Yes. Yes. Anybody want to say anything that's still stalking his flowers, listenings? Have anybody got edified? Anybody want to say anything kind of in the comment board? Because this was all about Matthew and Luke. So now we should understand what's going down. Because YAHAWASHI lineage had a bunch of confusion, a lot of things going on. Genesis 38, which is Deuteronomy 25 and 5, which is Ruth marrying Boaz. Her husband died. Then we have Matthew and Luke. Wake up. Yeah, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Come out. Bail on it. Bail on it. I'm about to go all the way on this. I'm not going to stop. I'm going. I'm saying 20-part series on every particular point these brothers post on here, been saying behind the scenes. I'm going to expose through the power and glory of YAHAWAH Bahasham of MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI, because this teaching has been used as a doctrine of division to destroy brothers, and even to the point where they wishing death, murder, and evil on brothers. Not to the brother who did that, subscribe to that mentality, but from those elders and those men that ran with this. Okay? You never know who the Most High sent in the midst of you. Be careful. Be careful. Right? So now, thy time has come. Thy time has come. I'm still here. This is the funeral of Maharawchaa Bunya. Hawadah Bunya Sha'ala. Are you serious? Boy, I don't know what's going on with y'all, but I don't go out like that. At all. At all. So I got something for you now since we're talking the madness. Let's get it.
If I'm in the trenches, I'm staying the course. You and these bitches, y'all stay in the courts. I don't be doing it back in the force. She do what I say, always staying divorced. I don't spend time on a nigga that's fake.
E37, baby, we out here. Ya bibbity bop bullshit. I fire when I'm in the pulpit. Christ is black, that's old shit. Don't act like you don't know shit. Anti-Semitics, that's fake shit. We the real Jews, that's real spit. You about to get your wig split. That's an old line transcript. You wanna be like us permits. I'm a hermit, I curve this. You a bird chick, word bitch. I be studying like I'm a nerd bitch. Fully loaded, that's 3 clips. When I shoot, I won't miss. Scripture game is all hits. 100 push-ups, we fit. Been 30 years, won't slit. Pass me up with that bullshit. Bibbity bobbity boo. Sick of these flippity floppity brews. All these effeminate faggoty dudes. They click with these wickety wackety crews. Bomber you wickety wackety wackety wickety bibbity bobbity brews. Bang.
Yeah. Eyes open for the truth, ears open for the fake. Niggas standing at the gate, play the fraud, perpetrate. I ain't playing no games now, got no time to waste. Bruise hiding in the shadows talking, won't say it to my face. The elephant in the room, enemy of the state. Get our road state to state, running cause I run the race. Let me cut to the chase, I had all I can stand. He wants to give us a decree, it's a purge in the lands. House never built on sand, my house built on the rock. Fake niggas to the right, wicked women to the left. No one miss the nice guy, take the beam out your eye. Still list repent or die, I thought you knew. And ain't no telling what I might do if you on that bibbity bobbity boo, nigga.
All right, all praise the glory to YAHAWASHI, MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI, 12:32. I gotta go to work. All right, so yeah, stay tuned for another episode of the destruction and the resurrection of Maharawchaa. I'm still here, I'm alive, baby. You not stop, right? And so I'm gonna continue. There's more parts coming. Now I can take the 4 hours off. You know what I'm saying? More parts coming. All right, I'm addressing everything. Without interruption, though. I may jump on your joint or whatever, but this, yeah, we going. All praise and glory to YAHAWASHI, MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI. The Kingdom album is coming soon. You know what I'm saying? We outside, we doing it. All praise and glory, man. Shout out to my brothers, Jeremiah, Judah Mack, Parizzo, all you brothers. Like, this is the sword swinging Malachi Maccabee out there. You about to have the debate with Parizzo Friday. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to listen to that. You know what I mean? All praise and glory to the Most High. Me and Jeremiah gonna be together in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? On keeping the feast days out there in Atlanta. So we're gonna be rocking together, man. This is a sword. You know, we justin'. Yeah. So I'm gonna close out, you know, get my head ready for tomorrow for work, handle my business, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is what I do to people, man, that's out there popping off.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Got him! Got him!